The system itself is one that it pushes other corporations to do the same. So for example, if you are producing a product and you're cutting down on environmental protections, you're cutting down on worker protections, you're cramming all these animals or these plants in one place, you're selling in the market a product that is lower priced, right? Because everybody else is paying for that. So all other corporations, in order to compete, in order to stay in business, they have to move into that same mode of production.
With wild seeds, it's a different story. Nature tries to prevent germination, because if everything germinated at once, that species would die. So usually if you get a little bit of rain, a few will germinate. So some seeds can take like 7 days of constant rain, or they may need an elephant to digest it. And then you have something called stratification, and you get that lot with the cool seed plants. Now that's being bred out of the vegetables you buy. You don't have that problem. So you usually have to go through a wet, cool month, the winter time. You try to duplicate nature.
This is called a dual angle 12 sided solar oven, and there's several different types of solar ovens. This is a deep parabolic solar oven, and when you focus the solar oven on the sun, then the light comes down to our target here, and it gets hot. Right now we've got 275 degrees on that thermometer, and that makes a nice little like that. Okay, so that's the way I cook.
Does anyone here have worms yet? Having a pot of land was just so cool to me, and I started planting in the landscaping when I rented. I just like, oh, there's all this space, let's grow stuff, and I was just like growing little radish and carrots and just stuff, and then I started throwing all my stuff in a pile. I didn't know all the technical names for it, but that was my compost pile. They were gonna reproduce, and they lay eggs actually, so I can't see if that one has eggs. But so the ones with the notches are the ones you want, because they'll reproduce. You don't want to disturb them too much.
There's a coon right there.
Oh, there's a little coon. Yeah. So there's a little egg case. You can see it's,
yeah, there it is.
It's like a little seed. So
we had to get our family together with all the food, all the week's food, and so we've got all the families together, took a picture, but rather than just like being able to see it, we like compiled a grocery list to show exactly how much people are spending a week and exactly what they're buying. And so we have all the information now, but we haven't looked at it yet. But it's going to be kind of cool to be able to see like what are the things that everybody buys, and what are the things that certain people buy a lot of and other people don't, who eats healthy, that kind of stuff.
Students are hearing kind of the themes of culinary arts, environmental awareness, and food and nutrition in these core classes. So for example, last year we worked on this project called Food Identity. And so in English class, students wrote a food autobiography, and we asked them just a series of questions for them to really think about, like when you get home, what do you do? What's the first thing you do? Or do you go shopping with your parents when they're shopping for food? Do you know how to cook?
We actually take the compost out of a bin, pile it back in the bin. It's an environment that we're trying to create basically two types of ingredients. That's carbon and nitrogen. Things that tend to be dry, you'd call those the carbon source. So nitrogen sources are things that are green, like all the weeds that we pull here. We don't discard them. They're basically, we look at them as a cover crop.
It's totally bare. You know, there was nothing growing on this slope. And again, as growers, as farmers, as urban farmers, we can look at the space now and think, what can we grow there? How many fruit trees can we plant around San Diego now? You know, how much edible landscaping can we do in San Diego?